Well, welcome to part 5. It's been about 2 days since I uploaded the last vlog. I've been in the house working on the 1-foot panels and the caps. Working on the gold color up there on the wallpaper today. And I just got done finishing that. It's wet, needs to dry. I still need to go back through and touch up the red and do minor touch-ups on it, which I'll do tonight. They'll be done. I can bring them out here and get them put away. For now, though, 2-foot panels all in place, put away. To get them into place, I had to pull out the next panels, which was the sewer room. That's our next project. It's going to have a side project with it. Well, sorting through them, I ended up only having 2 1-foot panels. I had a severely damaged one that I can cut down and make and to make it one 1-foot panel out. I'm still going to need to make up more of those. I've not counted these yet. I got 2 stacks. I keep them separated going by the plaster. This one has 4 splotches of plaster on it. That one has 3. And I alternate. I'll do a 4 or 3 or 4 or 3, when I hang them up. But I need to get a count and see how many of each style I need. I then have these here. These are our specialty panels. They're made to go in around piping and what have you. Like with some of the other panels that go in the rose bed that we've done. They'll keep and we'll repaint and clean up. But we're basically just getting out here. And here's a look at them standing up. In fact, I don't feel like backing up to the fence. So we went wonky. Okay, that's what they look like. But, this pattern, while it looks complicated, really isn't. There's a lot of, there's more painting involved in these than there is carving. I got 2 depths that I have to do. When I'm carving this, I have to have a deep depth on the grout line and then a more shallower one over the face of the brick, and the whole panel gets it right around the plaster. That way the plaster is the portion that sticks out. So carving should go fairly quick on these. I have no idea how many panels as of yet. Right now I'm gearing up. I'm going to go through and get everything washed. Now, I mentioned a side project as well. You remember right, if you've seen the walkthrough for my haunt, we added the new video pumping station and upgraded the water wall. And these are the pieces for it here. I want the paint to match. I want the brickwork to match. From the pumping station to the water wall to the wall panels. I want all the brickwork to match. So once I get done carving and painting those, I've got to get in here, get the parts for the video pumping station and the water wall out. No maintenance needs to be done on them. No work needs to be done on them as far as repairs. They're both in good shape. But I do need to get them into the shop, base coat them with white, and get them repainted so they match the sewer room walls. So that's going to be a little bit of a side project, though I add a little bit of time. But again, with that end of it, with the water wall and pumping station, it's just paint. But next chore, we're getting ready to get going on sewer room, water room, blacklight room, whatever you want to call it. It's got water, it's got fountains, and it's got black lights. Well, not too bad for today. We got the Gypsy Hall panels put away, the 2-footers. I'm about ready to go in and finish up the 1-footers and the caps. It's about dinner time. I'll do it after dinner. It won't take long. But on the water wall panels, they're in the shop. We've got them washed. I've gone through and cut down enough blanks to do all the 1-foots I needed. And I've got the 2-foots in here. Nice thing about this one, I've got 10 of the 2-foot panels and 8 of the 1-foots to do. A lot less to carve than I did on the Gypsy Hall, and the Gypsy Hall was way more complicated. I've not gotten the caps done yet. What I'm thinking about doing is getting a blank sheet and just carving it in this pattern without the the brick on it. And then I can cut it down when I'm done to do the 3-foot. It's easier, it'd be easier to carve that way. And it doesn't take long to cut them down. So I got to figure out, my next step before I head into the house is I've got to figure out how many blank sheets I need to do caps. And then go from there. Should be interesting. Tomorrow we'll get the rest of the Gypsy Hall put away, get the stockpile out there cleaned up because it's a disaster area. And then we'll be in here, if the panels are dry enough, and they should be, I can either start caulking, or I can start laying out the pattern on the blanks so they're ready for carving, and then do the caulking. One of the two, and I don't know which one I'm going to do. And we got a Kaylee on camera. It's about time we start bringing her into the vlog. It's nice weather out here, and she wants me outside to play. Actually, we got to go out and mow the grass. But, anyway, just got another snippet done. Last segment I mentioned I wasn't sure whether I was going to lay out the pattern or do maintenance on these panels here, the original panels. Decided to go ahead and lay out the pattern. We've got 3 different patterns going. This set here has 3 of the plaster sections on it, and those are just straight plaster. This one here has 4, and for those that have followed the building process originally on these panels, remember there was one, the plaster I laid out in a word. It just said hell, H-E-L-L. Well, I decided to have some fun and did one screw up on the ones with 4 plasters. That one there says halt, H-A-L-T. I did the plaster on that one. The second, I did 2 panels. I did the halt, and then I tried to do another one that said stop. And I wasn't paying attention. I do the S backwards, so it says top instead of stop. But we got those done. And then I went and did the 1-foot panels over here with no plaster on them whatsoever. And then I've got 2 panels here. It's just the brick pattern. These, once they're carved, I'll cut down into doing my caps. I decided I didn't want plaster on them. But it's easier to carve them if they're a full sheet prior to cutting them down to the caps. So I got those done. I need to get these into the house so I can get set up for carving. Which I can do in the evenings if I want. Next step though is going to be on these. These are all the original panels. And there's not a whole heck of a lot of maintenance on these that need to be done. It's basically screw holes. I just got to putty them in. And it shouldn't take too terribly long, I hope. But that's going to be our next step, is doing the maintenance. And then once the maintenance is done, we'll get into the carving. Well, we got the maintenance done on all the old panels. Got all the caulking and stuff done. And what repairs need to be done. Technically, I should be heading into the house to do the carving on the other panels I got laid out. And while I was doing the maintenance thing, I got to think I forgot to do something for the other panels. When I, with each panel, since I'm changing colors, I have to change color on these. These are the fasteners I use to mount them to the partition walls. I forgot to do them for the old set, which are red and brown. Brown for the wainscoting, red for the top. Nice thing is, with this new set, I need the same color red screws to attach those. So, before I go in the house and start carving, I'm going to get counted out what I need to do both these panels here and the last set I did. Get them mounted and then go in the house. But it's something I need to do, because if I don't do it, I'm going to forget, and then when I go to put the hunt together, things aren't going to match. So I got to do fasteners. Alright, we're back out in the shop finally. It's been about 4 days since the last segment. We got all the panels carved. I've got 2-foot wide panels with 3 plaster spots, and I've got, oh god, I don't know, 2-foot panels with 4 plaster spots, and I've got 2 panels with no plaster. These will be getting cut down into these. That's my template for doing the caps. Next step before painting is I've got to heat treat. What I mean by heat treating is, we'll go back over here to the originals, is this here, these little dugout areas. And in order to get that look on it, it's basically just a variation of the heat gun treatment, using water in a spray bottle and a heat gun. Now, I've used this on one of the earlier patterns that we've done this year, and I have it set for basically a mist. And get it going. Yeah, see, it just comes out as a mist, and that gives you a general all over, you know, rock face look. To get the damage like I have on that, I need to adjust this to put out more of a heavier bead of water. And when the heat gun hits it, it will do that. You know, depending on what you want to do to the face of your panels, depends on how much water you put down. After you've done this enough, you kind of learn, you know, which degrees of heaviness work. You know, like a mist will give you one look, a heavier bead will give you another look, something in between will give you another look. You know, it's just playing. For this one, we want a heavier bead. Alright, more progress made, and we're changing tactics a little bit. We got all the panels in. This is half of them. The other half's in the house. But we've got them all in here. We got them base coated white, or primer coated white. Now normally when I'm doing my panels, I'll do the primer coat, then I'll do the base color, whatever the base color is. In this case, the base color is the red, the shape of the brick. And this is where I'm changing a little bit. In the past, when I've repainted these, and these panels have been repainted twice, you know, changing color patterns, trying them out. We went and sprayed the red, then I came back through, I sprayed the damaged areas, the grout lines, and then the plaster. And then had to come back through and go over the red again, because when spraying the damaged areas and the grout lines, you get it on the red. Well, I decided I'm going to do it back ass. Well, how's that go? Anyway, I'm going to do it backwards. Screw me using profanity in the vlogs. That's what I get. I get tongue-tied. So this time, instead of doing the brick, for the face of the brick first with the red, I'm actually going to do that red last. We're going to start out with shooting the damaged areas in first, then I'll shoot the grout lines in, then I'll come back by brush, go over the face of the brick, and then I'll get me all my touch-ups. And then the plaster areas will be the last section that we do. Now, yesterday, I also went through my storage dump out there and pulled out the 4 pieces for the water wall, and only 2 of the pieces for the video pumping station. The other 3 pieces that have car foam on it are in the storage locker, which means I got to tear the storage locker apart. And I don't feel like doing that right now. I want to get these panels painted. So I'll do that before, or I'll pull them out before I start painting these. But these we're going to end up getting the same treatment as the wall panels. Now, like I said, we're starting out with the damaged areas on the brick. And what we're doing is a fluorescent red. It's a, let's see, what does it say on the bottle? Orange. Fluorescent orange. I'm putting fluorescent orange, not fluorescent red. To be honest, the fluorescent red and the fluorescent orange look almost the same. You can hardly even really tell them apart. But we're going to do that on the damaged areas. And then on the old panels, the damaged areas used to be green. what we decided to do is I'm going to do the green on the grout lines instead of the damaged areas. Because we're doing the orange on the damaged areas. And then the plaster on there, we left primarily white, but I did a light heat treatment on some of the plaster. You know, so there's some dimples and stuff. And I went and took yellow and I sponged it on. You know, getting yellow into the indentations, but leaving the surface white. You know, so we had different, you know, some of it was glowing a little bit. I think I'm just going to do the whole thing in yellow. I'm not going to get overly fancy with it. But we're in the house. We're setting up for spraying now. So it's going on about midnight. It's been 2 days since we've moved in the house and started doing, you know, the final painting. I figured I'd show you where we've gotten. The first day we were in here, we came in and we got the orange shot. And I know it's kind of dark, but we'll back it up here, going wonky. But we spent one day yesterday doing the orange on the panels. I used my airbrush for that. In fact, here, let's just do that. There, that way you can see it better. And then I came in today and we got the green shot. Okay. There's 25 panels in the first load. I've got the other half of them out in the shop still. Tonight, I got started over there. But we came back in here tonight and I've gotten 2 panels done. We did the dark red. And I don't think it looks too bad. Dark red kind of calms it down. Now if you notice over on those panels, when I showed you the close-ups on those, the orange is kind of all over the place. You know, that's the slop from doing the airbrush. When I go through and do the red, the dark red, which is just regular latex, it's not fluorescent, it hides all that, and that way only the damaged areas are showing. It should be interesting. Now I still need to come back through. The plaster here is going to get fluorescent yellow on it. Now I also had some drips here and there on the grout lines that I missed when I was shooting the orange and stuff, and that the green would not cover. So I've gone through and I've touched those up with a bit of white. When I go to do the plaster, I'll come back through with some of the green by brush and I'll touch up whatever little drips and runs I have. And I just noticed I missed a brick. I'm going to have to get my brush back out and touch that up. But anyway, I thought I'd give you a look at it so you can see what it's going to be. Right now, the dark red, which is what I'm doing now, it's probably going to take about 3 or 4 days to get these 25 panels done. I'm not going to get as many done a day because it's all done by brush. You know, so it takes a little bit longer to go through, and then there's some touch-ups here and there that I can do and what have you. But that's what the new panels are pretty much going to look like. And you'll get another look at them once I get the yellow on. Yellow and then touching up the grout lines are going to be the last things I do with this set. Well, not too bad. Wanted to apologize for the last segment. I don't know how well I was able to clean that last segment up during editing. I filmed it just after midnight. I was out of it, so it was a little weird. It's been 6 days since I brought the first set in. And before we go any further, we got company. A Kaylee. We got a Kaylee in here making an appearance in the vlog. But, there we go. First 25 out of the 44 panels done. We went in, started out with the orange, which took a day to do. And then the grout lines, which is a fluorescent green, that took a day to do. The yellow, fluorescent yellow on the plaster took a day to do. And then the dark red here on the face of the brick, that took 3 days to do. So not too bad, 25 panels in 6 days. The last set, oh God, it took several weeks to get the first set of panels done. I'll give you guys a more formal look at these once I get all the panels painted. But we're also, I think, going to pull out a black light. We're going to set up a couple of the panels, lean them up against something, and I want to check to see how they react underneath black light, because these are going in the black light room. I don't want them too bright, but they should be brighter than the last set. The last set, the grout lines were fluorescent blue, and that made them a little darker. These should be a little bit more vibrant, I'm thinking. I'm just hoping not too vibrant. Okay, there you go. Here's your final reveal. Panels are all the way finished, ready to get put away until we're ready to drag them out for Halloween. Now you got this reveal. I'm going to give you one other one. 1 second. Okay, here's your other reveal. That is under black light. I don't think that's going to be too bad in the haunt. Then again, once I get all 44 panels up, it might end up being too bright, in which case I'll just decrease the amount of lights that we put up, and I'll dim it down some. But these are done. Okay, we'll just go this way so I don't have to turn the lights on again. Now that we've got these done, need to get them put away out in the stockpile. We're going to move over to our little side project, which is the water wall and the video pumping station. Those need to be repainted to match these, so there's going to be no carving, no repairs on them or anything. Those are, just straight repaint. Should take about a week to do, and I don't know if I'll give you more footage of that or not. It's later in the day from the last segment. Been busy. Getting ready to start on the side project. I did get in the shed. I got all the rest of the panels out for the video pumping station. I've got these 3 here and another 4. There's 7 different panels. And then I have the water wall. This panel and that panel are the inside that hold the motor and the blade, and then the back 2 are the ones that hold the fountain. It goes out front. All of them, all the pieces, need to be repainted to match the sewer room walls. Once the white's done, we've got the orange in the damaged areas, the green on the grout lines, the dark red, and so on. I'm not exactly sure what I am going to be doing with the circle on the pumping station yet, if I'm going to leave that gray or what. Haven't gotten that far, and I'm not sure what to do about the plaques. That one there says Tieton Runoff, the other one says Knob Hill. I don't know if I'm going to leave those the same or not. I'm half tempted to do the plaques in the same shade as I do the plaster, which would be yellow, and then do the writing maybe in fluorescent blue, which is the darker shade, so it'll pop a bit more. It did kind of blend in the haunt this year. It really didn't pop out as much. Of course, I had ran out of green, so I just used the lime green paint, so it didn't glow anyway. So, don't know about that. We'll make those decisions down the line. We've got a very tired Kaylee. She's had a busy day today. We've gotten a lot done out here, as you can see. We got the primer coat on, which is white. We got the orange in the damaged areas. And I just got done doing the green and the grout lines. And we got all 4 pieces of the water wall and all the video pumping station to that phase. I even got the screws over there put away. So, tomorrow, that means we get out here with a brush and we start doing the face of the brick. We got quite a bit done today. It helped. It was about 82 today, so I did a piece, set it out in the driveway, and just kept doing it until I got them all done, and then I just started over from scratch, putting them out in the driveway, and they were drying pretty quick because it was hotter on the driveway than it actually was outside. Okay, end of day 3, just slightly after 8 p.m. We made some more progress. We got pumping station panels going down that way. And we got the two back pieces of the water wall here. Only thing left to do on all of them is the plaster. I need to get the fluorescent yellow on it. I'll do that tomorrow. I'm starting to look cross-eyed at them here. So we'll do that tomorrow. That's going to take a couple hours, 2 at the most. There's not much plaster to do, and the yellow goes quick. In here, I just got done getting the bricks done on the water wall. Same thing as with the pumping station and the pieces out in the driveway. I need to get the plaster done. Again, tomorrow, 2 to 3 hours, all the plaster will be done. Now, with that being said, I'm going to say the hell with it. I'm going to bring the vlog to a close. That way I can edit it, sit space out and edit it. And damn, it's almost 9 o'clock. Here I thought it was almost 8 o'clock. It's 8:45. It's in the 8 o'clock hour, but later than I thought. And we got a Kaylee here. She's hoping I'm going to play with her. She wants to play. Maybe some frisbee. Maybe? Who knows? We'll figure that out once I get cleaned up and see how much energy I got. Because if I sit down to play with her, I'm going to end up going to sleep in the chair. I'm beat. But anyway, I'm going to bring this project to a close. We're done. A couple little quick comments for you. Today is Friday, and I forget the date, but it's opening day of West Coast Hunters Convention down in Portland, Oregon. So some of the people up here in my area that normally watch my vlogs probably won't see this until next week because they're down West Coast having fun. Normally, Sue Ann and I are vending down there and having a ball. This year, we decided to cancel. Sue Ann, late next week, has to go in for major surgery. I haven't said anything on Facebook about it. Really haven't said anything in the vlog, so this is all going to be kind of boom. I'm not going to go into what's wrong. She doesn't want me to talk about it. But she's going in for major surgery late next week. And the doctor suggested that we not do West Coast because he doesn't want her stressed out. He didn't think stress would be any good. So we decided to bow out of West Coast this year. That's why we aren't down there. And to be honest, I'm missing it. I wanted to do the costume ball, and I normally play roaming bar up on 13th floor Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights. So no roaming bar this year. But so we got that. Other update. The next project, we are going to be switching gears a little bit. And it's, we've been working on foam carving. Next project, foam carving, but with a twist to it. And I'll cover that in the next vlog. So you're going to have to wait. As far as time frame for the next vlog, with this twist that we're doing on the panels, something different, I don't know how long it's going to take to do it. And starting June 1st, provided Sue's health is good enough for it, we start back to work. So I go back on summer hours with only having three and a half days a week to work on projects. So it may be toward the end of June or end of July before the next vlog, just so you know. Yeah, I may, if the vlog is going to be too long, I may upload half of it in June and the rest of it when it gets done. I don't know. But just to let you know, we are okay and alive and everything else. It's just scheduling with Sue Ann's health and life and work and everything. But with that, I'm going to say stay spooky, stay toxic.